this presentation. So, when I was 16, I read this book called the Max Havelaar, and I was especially touched by one story in it, and it was the story of Aditya and Adinda. Who has read the story of Aditya and Adinda? Who knows the story? Oh, one person in this room has also written it. It made a big impression on me. It was about two people in love, but they couldn't. This love couldn't go on because of the circumstances they were lived on. This book was written by Eduard Douwes-Dekker. He was a Dutch guy, and he was for the government, and he was a whistleblower, like me. I blow the whistle, so also the girl with the red hair in the end of the room can listen to the whistle. Hi, can you wave to me? Yeah, she's also now talking to her parents to say that it's a lovely conference where she is now done. So I read about this whistleblower, Eduard Douwes-Dekker, and he was saying to the Dutch government, we are suppressing the Indonesian people. Not only we, also the sultans are suppressing. He wrote this in 1860. So that's about 250 years ago, I think. Yeah. So I was 50 years ago, when I was 16, I'm now 66, if you can make the count, the numbers. I wrote the story of Aditya Adinda, and I was quite heavily touched. And then later on, I also read some things about Indonesia, and I saw a series on the television, the Dutch television, and this series was about Guna Guna. And you know Guna Guna, can I see some hands? Yeah, you know Guna Guna. And if I translate it in English, it might be the silent force. And it was used by the Indonesian people to get rid of the Dutch governors. And I really liked this way of acting to the Dutch rulers so that they would disappear from this country. Later on, I read about the Bersiap, and that the people of Indonesia stand up against the Dutch suppressors. And I read about Suharto. So now I am here, 50 years later, in Indonesia myself, to experience how it is in this country, what kind of people there are living in this country, and how your culture looks from my perspective. I'm a professor in entrepreneurship, but I specialized myself in the social network. And the social network are the people that we are living with. And when you are an entrepreneur, you need to use your social network. And the first social network you are living in is your family. If you look at the left, in the upper corner, you can see me with these big ears. This was me when I was at the age of 12. I'm one of 5 children, and I lived in Amsterdam. You also can see in the picture my family as it looks now, me and my wife, and I have a son of 42 years old and a daughter who just last month became 40 years old. They are my smallest family. But you have, of course, your own family. But my mother, she was of a family of 12. So she had about, I think, 6 brothers and 5 sisters. And so at the picture, let's see, yeah, the picture down, you can see the total family as it is now. So it's more than 100 people that are my extended family. And in this extended family, there are, if I was an entrepreneur, there are a couple of people that would be interested for me, because in my family there is a butcher, there is a trader in bicycles. There is somebody who has a fish and chips store. There is also one guy who has a store with machines for agriculture. So there are a lot of entrepreneurs in my family. So I have a little bit of entrepreneurial blood in me. But I never became an entrepreneur because I was becoming a teacher. And of course, you are born into your family, but then you extend your family also with friends. And for some people, your friends may be even more important than your family, because you can connect with them on the same level. They know your problems. They know that you have to sit here in this building, in this conference room to listen to me. And they have the same problems, they can share with you. But you can see here a couple of my friends. These are all friends of mine. And they also can help you when you start your company. They can introduce you to somebody else that can be of use of your company, or they might even have some interesting skills. If you see the guy on the left with the red glasses, he is a kind of artist. He's painting, and he has his own guitar, and he's singing. So for me, that was an important guy to know. So then after you have met your friends and your family, you grow up, and then you are going to connect to the outside world. You can call it the business world, or you can say it are the people that you met in college, but they're not your friends, but they are interesting for you because they have certain skills that are skills that you don't have. So you would like to work together with them, because as an entrepreneur you have skills, but you have not all skills in the world. So therefore you need the help from other people. And here you see a LinkedIn picture of all the people that are in my network. I think it's about 25,000 or more. But they come from different areas. So I have connections, of course, in the entrepreneurial world. I have connections in the world of scientists. I have connections in other sections. So your network of people that you know, you must let it grow. And one of the things I found out when I was researching all of this, that the successful entrepreneurs are the entrepreneurs that have a network that is a big network with all kinds of people in it. Not people with the same view, but people who are from different spaces. And if they can connect to them, then then it's easier for them to make their business successful. The last thing I learned about social networks is that this is the visible. We can see each other. So this is the network. I can look into your eyes. I can see that you're looking at the screen. I can see that you're making notes. But we also have this invisible network. This invisible network, yeah, follow me? Yeah, okay. This invisible network is in the ground. That are the people who are dead. But we're also connected. We're connected to our forefathers. I have the DNA of the people that were born earlier. And this, I think, is for me the last insight I had in my life, that I'm connected through the ground to everyone who came before me. So, in a sense, we all are connected by our forefathers. So is for me very interesting that in a way we all are connected, and it doesn't have anything to do with entrepreneurial skills, but it's nice to know that we all have common ground.
It's ancestors.
Okay, I've got 4 minutes, right. You can see these are some of the students that I've been with. They started the companies. I have had more than 1,000 students starting their own company, and this one is my special loved one. She is called Noelle, and in 2009 she started her own daycare center for children. She did it very special. She got a loan at the bank, and she was able to start her own daycare center in the city of Utrecht in Holland. That's something she did in 2010. Last year she wrote me a message and she said, "Martin, I'm so thankful that you were the first one that saw my entrepreneurial skills, and I can announce to you that I started my 10th." So she started her 10th daycare center for children. So her business grew, and that's something that the real entrepreneurs are able to do. They are able to grow their business. She has now more than 100 of people working for her, and she is still smiling. Although everybody says, an entrepreneur, I wish you luck with many employees, and it's a false luck they wish you. But she's very happy. I wrote a dissertation, and that has the title "With a Little Help from My Friends." You can find it on the internet. You mustn't read it, but you must read the summary if you are interested in entrepreneurship, because in the summary you will find some tips that might be helpful for you. I don't know if you're entrepreneurial. Okay. Well, I told you about Noelle. There are also some interviews in this presentation with the students I met. You can also hear them if you go to the internet and find it, but that you can do later in your own time. Oh, here is one. Oh, but we won't hear him, look at him. Oh. Yeah, so I had my network in Holland, but then I expanded my network. I now went to Germany. I went to Germany to listen to a professor who had written a book about entrepreneurship. It's called Kopf schlägt Kapital. Kopf schlägt Kapital. And he meant with it, you have to think before you start with your company. Really nice book. It's also translated in English, I think. But I came there in Berlin, and there I found this place. It's called the Mauer Park. And you see, I sang there this song, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Well, the students know already that I'm a fan of karaoke, but for me, the bigger the crowd, the better. So I loved to perform there, and well, you can see it right here. But in Berlin, 2012, I met Gunnar, this guy. And it was also amazing for me that we could connect right away. It was a little bit of scary, but when we were talking, we just had the same insights. We could have been brothers. And we both said, we both listened to the song of Freddie Mercury. Yeah, my time is on. And we both listened to the Bohemian Rhapsody, and it ends with "Nothing really matters." And this is something we say often to each other: nothing really matters. So sometimes everything goes wrong in your life, or in a lecture, or wherever you are, and then you have to sing the end of this song, Bohemian Rhapsody, and say, okay, nothing really matters.
That's it.
I also had so I can't tell anymore
No.
because my time is up.
Yes.